What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. This is SKF Weekly. You see it? We back, baby. I think this might even be this. I think this is our first show of the new year, 2024. We here, baby. Let's go. Yeah. So I just want to say to everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate you. I am here holding it down. I'm your host, Ron. If you haven't seen me before, usually I'm here rocking with my brother John. He got a little emergency phone call right before we had to start the show. He's okay, guys. Everything's all right, but he does have to deal with something. And maybe, hopefully, if he gets that taken care of before the show is over, he said he'll try to pop in. So hopefully we can get him here too. But yeah, he got called away. So I'm gonna hold it down. You know how we do. We gotta make it happen. The show must go on. Yes. And shout out to my guy Jose. You know, you hear him on the ones and twos. Appreciate you, my brother. Oh, we definitely back now. Oh man. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We are also streaming on Instagram tonight, trying it out. It's a little different because we use a little something called VMix for our Monday night show. And just the way in which everything coincides with YouTube, the screen capturing and everything on Instagram is a little funky. It's a little wonky. So if you're tuning in on Instagram tonight, please feel free to come on over to YouTube, type in Still Knick Fans, and you can catch the live show on YouTube. You get a better viewing experience, as well as you can get into the chat, make your comments, and be a part of the show. So we thank you for being here and rocking with us. Happy New Year to each and every one of y'all. So that being said, guys, it's a really busy time right now, man, for our New York Knicks. It's a fun time. It's exciting because the Knicks were actually active. We haven't even hit the trade deadline, and the Knicks pull off a trade. And we're seeing the fruits of the trade on both ends. Like there's a lot of fans are still kind of dealing with everything and kind of getting through the fact that RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly are no longer here on this team. It's a little tough. It's a tough pill to swallow because you're so used to seeing these guys, right, in a Knick uniform. Like they're our young pups. They grew up with us in a way. And then just watching them, wearing that Toronto red, it's different. But you know what I mean? I wish them nothing but the best, and we should all feel the same way. They're looking good. They haven't necessarily balled out together yet over there, but RJ's had a really good game yesterday. I think he had like 37.6 rebounds, 6 assists. So good for him. Quickly already had a good game over there in Toronto. He had like 26 points. I think it was 8 or 9 assists and something. But you know what I mean? They've both been looking good, and I'm happy for them. Wish them nothing but the best. But our side of the trade has worked out incredible. You know what I mean? The guy I've wanted in a Knick uniform for 2 years is finally here. OG Anunoby is in the building, folks. And since he's touched down and got on this team, we have won. We have won, and we've looked good winning. Even when we had our little Knick moments, because, we are still the Jekyll and Hyde Knicks. When we've had our Knick moments, we've been able to rebound and get out of the rut that we create for ourselves and get right back in there and win the games convincingly. You know what I mean? So, listen, it's a big difference having him here. He gives us that piece that we've been looking for, that 6'8" wing player that's a defensive player and has some offensive prowess to him as well. But the fact that we got him is really important because he's not just a defensive player. He's a really good defensive player with long arms and great instincts. Fantastic acquisition by the New York Knicks. We also got Malachi Flynn and Precious Achiuwa in the trade. Malachi Flynn, we may not see so much, at this current moment, the Knicks are really trying to big up and use Deuce McBride and really see what the young man has to offer. They just signed him to a nice little 3-year deal, about 13 million, I believe. It's 3 or 4. I think it was 3 years. Um, and Deuce has been what I thought he would be. The first couple games, the first 2 games, he looked a little, slow, not quite comfortable yet, still trying to find his way once again. Because each time Deuce gets a shot, it's a shot after not having a shot for a while. He's got to get himself acclimated, got to get comfortable, got to get his confidence up. But hey, game 3 out the gate, you seen Deuce was firing, man, on all cylinders. He was making it rain from 3, looking real good out there, looking comfortable. And game 4, he was looking real comfortable with his shot as well. So I think Deuce is starting to continue to get better and more comfortable. Hopefully, he's somebody that we can depend on. If nothing else, at least to give Jalen Brunson a good amount of rest so that he's a little fresher rather than just running him into the ground. Because under Tibbs, Tibbs will run a player into the ground if he needs to. And Jalen Brunson's not going to complain. He's just going to do it. But we definitely need Deuce to be able to at least give Jalen Brunson a breather. So yeah, man, I'm really excited about everything. You guys also know it's all-star voting time. The Knicks are a little behind the 8 ball when it comes to this because this all-star voting is ridiculous. There's a lot going on with regards to favoritism and some wild people getting tons and tons of votes. It's like a popularity contest. We all know it's ridiculous. So if you haven't had a chance to vote, please do vote because maybe you can't sway the decision making with regards to the starting lineup, but you can help the coaching staffs of these teams understand, wow, like this player really needs to be in there. The fans want him in there. We got to figure out how to get this guy as an alternate or as a injury replacement, something like that. Because listen, Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle both deserve to be all-stars, right? I don't know if both of them can make it, but I definitely think one of them should make it. It'd be great to see Jalen Brunson in there, but I know Jalen Brunson is in a really guard-heavy, class with a lot of guys who should make it. However, Julius, he doesn't have as many people ahead of him at the power forward spot. So I really think Julius should be hands down an all-star. Jalen, it might be a little tougher because of all the competition, but Julius should be another all-star, in my opinion. I think they both should be, but I'm just saying realistically, maybe Julius should get the nod. But we'll see what happens. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for being here as always. We appreciate you here. Shout out to Kerry Cox in the building. Salute, Kerry. Always a pleasure to see you. Big task at hand. What's going on, my brother? Walter Blackman in the building. Salute. My guy Mega NYK in the building. Salute, my brother. Let's see who else we got. Kareem Grant. What up, twin? What's good? Angel Torres is here. What's going on? My amigo Dwayne Dennis in the building. What's good, Dwayne? My guy Boulevard 73 is in the building. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you. Did I already say what's up to Angel Torres? Yes, I did. Salute to you once again, my brother. So thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's a really busy night. Mondays are always very tough. There's a lot of Nick content on. But I thank you to the people who are here. Smash that like button on your way in. Smash that like button on your way out. If you're going to be, channel hopping or, we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in over here. Once again, if you guys are just joining and tuning in, I'm holding it down right now. John got a little bit of an emergency. Real quick, he's just got to deal with something. So he may not be able to do the show with me tonight, but he said if he finishes up quick enough, he'll be able to jump in. So we'll see. But everything's okay with him. He got to deal with some stuff. You know what I mean? So other than that, guys, as much as we say that our guys should be voted all-stars, it's just not that easy, right? But sometimes, the proof is in the pudding. Like players can just show you. And I think hopefully the rest of the league is taking notice. I mean, look at this past week. Julius Randle had a game where he scored 8 points and we blew out the other team, right? Blew them out and showed them who was the boss that night. But for the week, Julius Randle is averaging 30 points, guys. 30 points per game for Julius Randle this week. Definitely really nice numbers. And obviously he always does good at rebounding, and he gets you like 3, 4, sometimes 5 assists. So Julius had a really good week. But oddly enough, he lost out to player of the week to another guy on his team. That's right. There was another guy on this Knick team that got player of the week. You know what I mean? His name is Jalen Brunson, y'all. The second time so far this season he's got player of the week. 27.3 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, and 9.3 assists this past week. Jalen Brunson was on one. Yeah, man. Very nice to see, man. Jalen Brunson's out here balling, just doing what he does. You know what I mean? This season, he's had a couple more games where, he might have struggled a little bit with his shot, but he's still a high level of consistency for this Knicks team. We got to appreciate everything he's been doing for us, and he continues to do it night in and night out. Even when he struggles offensively with his shot, he does other things. We've seen him grab rebounds. We've seen him get assists. Like he tries to. If there's ever a guy that you wish had more athletic or physical ability, it would be Jalen Brunson. This guy would do so much with it. This guy's 6'2", 6'1", maybe, and gives you his all every night. Whatever he can't do, he makes up for with his grit and his energy and just drawing charges, whatever he can do, man. But imagine if Jalen Brunson was 6'4", 6'5". Imagine if he had some more leaping ability. Oh, my goodness. Nightmare. He'd be like, easily, hands down, he'd be running for best player in the league every night. Just saying, because he just has everything else. He's got everything else you'd want. And if he had more height, he'd probably be a better defender too. But whatever. It is what it is. All right. So Jalen Brunson is our Eastern Conference Player of the Week. And as I said, Jalen Brunson is the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. I told you Julius Randle was balling. And he lost out to Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson just had a little bit of better week. But that's no slight to Julius Randle, because Julius Randle is our BBG, folks. That's right. Big bucket getter. Julius. Last game, he had 39 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists on 56.5% shooting percentage from the field. Julius Randle has been balling. He's had one bad game in the last 21 games, y'all. Or maybe it's 22 games. Either way, he's had one bad game. In the last 20 to 21 games, he has been balling out. He has been the picture of consistency, which is shocking because sometimes, we get on Julius for his game going up and down, but he's been fantastic. So shout out to Julius Randle for how he's been playing, man. It's just been a beautiful thing to see. And hey, man, this Knicks team has been benefited from it. So for all those people out there that, you want to hate on Julius, I'm sorry. Now's not the time. You know what I mean? Now's not the time. Just don't do it. You can't do it. It's just not right. But anyway, so all that going on, the acquisition of OG Anunoby and the difference he's made on this team. But we had some basketball games to play this week, folks. We actually have 4 games starting from last Monday. And 2 of those games were supposed to be really tough games against really good contenders, and a little bit of a barometer for the Knicks. We went up against the best team in the West. Well, the second best team record-wise now. We went up against the third best team in the East, who has been playing like one of the best teams in the past 2 weeks. And they might even, I think at the time we went up against them, had the best defense in the East, right? If not the whole NBA. And then we also got sprinkled in there a game against the Chicago Bulls and the Washington Wizards. But it all started with Minnesota. But before we get there, I just want to shout out the chat once again. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and being here and rocking with us. Shout out to my guy, Jigga Man Porto in the building. Salute, Jigga Man. Always good to see you, my brother. One fourth of the Knicks Morning Brew and 1/3 of Morning Brew Sports Network. Guys are great, man. If you haven't checked them out, please do. They've been doing fantastic work, and it's been dope to just witness their growth and see what's going on with them, man. I'm really happy for all these guys. Um, not Jerry. Jerry's a big star. I mean, Jerry's always gonna go get it. Just joking. Jerry's great, man. Shout out to Craig. What's good, my brother? I see you. And also, I want to shout out Boulevard 73 once again. Guys, if y'all haven't checked out Boulevard 73 and my guy, excuse me. Ooh, wow. And my guy, Corey Lee, from the 718 Boys on Sundays at 10 a.m. on the Blorange Tears Network. Please, what are you doing? Got to check them out. Shout out to my guy, Diehardknicks Podcast, my brother Eru. What's good? Shout out to Eru, man. Appreciate him as always. Guys, if y'all haven't checked out Eru's watch-alongs for the Knicks games, where you at, man? He makes the game so much more fun to watch. When things are going good, the praise, the big ups. When things are going bad, getting in that, you know what I'm saying? Feel me? Anyway, Eru don't play around, man. He lets y'all know how he feeling. So shout out to Eru. Definitely continue to check out and support his content. And also, you get to see Eru a lot more, man, because he's been gracious enough to bless me with his presence while we're doing the NBA wrap up. You know, in case you haven't know, John, has a different work schedule and he's got a lot of stuff going on. So unfortunately, he can't really do the NBA wrap up with me on Thursdays. But Eru has been gracious enough to jump in and fill in and rock the spot with me, man. So I definitely appreciate you, Eru, whenever you can do it. And if you can't do it, I appreciate you on those days as well, brother. We may be changing the name a little bit because we're trying to actually switch up the show and split it in half. We're doing like the NBA wrap up on NBK when we get into the NBA, and we might be getting into like the hip hop wrap up on the Front Stoop. You know what I mean? Sim's other channel where, we talk hip hop and current events, and we might get into that a little bit more. But, the content will still be the same. We just splitting it up and trying to make it a little bit more formidable for those out there watching and the viewers in the world. You know what I mean? Oh, in the world. Oh, I'm just joking. That's a math hopper. I'm chilling. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm in a good mood. So I think I shouted out the people I wanted to get to. All right. Now that being said, okay, I see your question, Craig. Shout out to Nick Jr. too. All right, let me answer Craig's question real quick before we get into the recap of the other games. He said, Ron, how do you feel about RJ and IQ not thanking the fans and the Knicks for giving them their start, etc.? I see they have posted on the gram them in Toronto with pics. Honestly, I really think that they're both a little hurt. I think honestly they know that this is a business as well as a game where they can make a lot of good money, but I think they're hurt. I think that they're young players, and when you haven't tasted getting hit by the business side of it before, it stings initially. I think they will do better going forward when it comes to this type of stuff, but right now I think they're just in a situation where they're feeling a little bit hurt that they are not a part of the New York Knicks anymore. They're not a part of the New York area, the media, and all that stuff. RJ loved being a part of the Knicks. He loved everything that came with it. Quickly definitely loved being a part of the Knicks. He loved the fashion side of being in New York, all that stuff. Like both these guys really loved it, and they're both young. And this is also their first experiences in the NBA. You know what I mean? So it's a little bittersweet. It's like your first, like you equate it to like your first girlfriend. If it was like a long time thing, it stings. You know what I mean? If you break up, it stings. So I think they're both in that spot, Greg. Now, do I think how they handle it is the right thing? No. I think they need to learn how to be a little bit more professional. It's going to continue to help their brand going forward. I'm actually kind of surprised at RJ Barrett because I think RJ Barrett is extremely professional, a consummate professional when it comes to how he's handled himself in the NBA. So I'm a little surprised that he hasn't corrected that or fixed the situation. But sometimes it happens, over a while. Maybe it doesn't happen right away. Maybe, we've seen other players get traded and they don't say anything right away. Maybe after a little while, some few games or whatever, then they decide to put out a statement. I've seen that happen. So we'll see what happens with that with RJ. And as far as Quickly goes, I think Quickly's been pretty professional too, but I also think that Quickly really owes the Knicks and Tom Thibodeau a lot for giving him the shot to be a young rookie player and get a lot of leeway. Like Tibbs gave Quickly more rope than any other young player that's been on this Knicks under his coaching time period. So he should have nothing bad to say about Tibbs. Even if there was something bad about Tibbs, he should not be the one to say it. So, I just think that they both just need to handle themselves a little better. But I do understand that they're both pretty hurt about the trade. But they'll get over it. And hopefully once they get to a certain point where they mature a little bit with their feelings and emotions about being traded, maybe they'll say something nice about the organization giving them a shot and Thibodeau giving them a shot. Well, RJ was there before Thibodeau, but you know what I mean. So we'll see in time. Craig said also, but they both come from a two-parent homes. RJ lied and said he grew up in Toronto, but told us fans he grew up a Knicks fan. Well, I mean, hey, listen, it is what it is, man. Like I said, RJ's a little butthurt. So it is what it is, man. I wouldn't read too much in it. I just hope that they both mature and they put out a nice statement later in life once they're able to calm down from the initial shock of being traded. Because I don't care what we say, we know it's a business, but it still stings when you get hit with that first trade after you've been, and especially after you've been somewhere for a few years. I mean, Quickly's been here 3 years. RJ's been here. This is year 5. This was year 5 for him. So it is what it is. But I hear you. All right. And shout out to my guy, Boulevard 73. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said, salute Ron, Mr. WBLS Smooth. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, man. Okay. Now, that being said, let's get into the week. So we started off our week versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, folks. And let me tell you, that game was a game that everybody was interested to see what was going to happen, but the Knicks prevailed, man, 112 to 106 against a tough Minnesota team, and they played pretty well. We made them look bad. We still won convincingly in the end. It's a 6-point lead, but it felt like it was a bigger lead. But in that game, like Minnesota, for example, Karl Anthony Towns had 29 and 6 and 3. Rudy Gobert had 10 and 15 rebounds. And Anthony Edwards had 35 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. But that was it, guys. Jaden McDaniels had 8 points, but that was it. We kept the rest of those guys at bay, and that was huge towards us getting the victory. It was huge. It was really important for us to stop them from getting comfortable out there. And on the flip side for the Knicks, Quentin Grimes had 10 points off the bench. Nice to see. Josh Hart had 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, right? You had Dante DiVincenzo had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Jalen Brunson struggled in this game. He was 5 for 23. But remember how I was talking about Jalen Brunson? When he doesn't have one thing, he still tries to do something else for you. He had 16 points in the end because he did get to the free throw line. But he had 14 assists and 4 rebounds. This guy's 6'1". Let's not forget 6'1", 6'2" on a nice night. You know what I mean? So it's good to see him doing other things to help the team get a victory. Isaiah Hartenstein had 7 points, 9 rebounds. OG Anunoby in his first game with the Knicks had 17 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Great debut. He played stellar defense. I think this was the game he got fouled out in, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was the Bulls game. But I think this was the game he got fouled out in. Yep, this is the game. But prior to that, I mean, he played great. And when he did get fouled out, it got a little dicey towards the end of that game. But thankfully, Julius Randle was on one, and he saved us, hit some really big shots down the stretch of that game to bring it home. Another good game for Julius. He had 39 points, 9 rebounds. I mean, and he shot 58% from the field. This is what I'm talking about. Julius has just been really good for us. So you can't downplay it. You can't say he hasn't been. He deserves the credit. So shout out to him. And like I said, this was a really good moment for the Knicks to be able to beat up on a Minnesota team that kind of took care of us the last time we played them. I don't know if it was a regular season game or if it was preseason. It might have been a regular season game. I think yeah. Either way, they took care of us that last time. So we were able to return the favor. So that was good. Okay. What else? I think that's pretty much it with regards to this game. It was pretty straightforward. I don't, at no point did I really think that the Knicks were not going to win this game. I felt really confident about how the Knicks played. They came out, they were clicking on all cylinders, and they just did what they needed to do. And in this game, Minnesota scored more points in the paint than us, 48-46. Yet we were still able to keep control of the game, and we out rebounded them 49-34. So that was huge, right? Really good moment for the Knicks, and a way to start the week. Then we had the Chicago Bulls. Oh, Chicago. Because Chicago's always interesting to me because, like, even though they're struggling and they're not really a good team, you never know what Chicago you're going to get. Like, Chicago could, pop up and play their best basketball. And they look like they wanted to play their basketball against the Knicks. But in the end, we got the victory. The Knicks beat Chicago 116-100. Just another good game by the Knicks. Just another good game, another solid showing. In this game, you had DeMar DeRozan with 28 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, like typical DeMar DeRozan. I mean, he was 10 of 13 from the field, 76%, 3 of 4 from 3, 75%, and 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Like he was, I mean, really, he was hot. Like he could have lit us up. But at some points OG was guarding him, and he made it a little bit more difficult for him. So either he decided not to take a shot, or he didn't get the room he had wanted to get. So that helped. But for the most part, he still had a really good game. Didn't matter who was guarding him. Andre Drummond had 13 points, 16 rebounds. Typical Andre Drummond. That's what he does. Got the big body, but good anticipation. He gets the rebounds. Alex Caruso, a little surprising, had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. He played really good defense. When Caruso was in the game, the Knicks struggled a little bit. When he was out of the game, we took advantage. So Caruso is an interesting guy. Like that guy, he's a solid defender. I mean, really good. Then they had Kobe White, which was a surprise. I mean, I guess for them, he's been stepping up because they've had nobody else to step up with Levine being out due to injury. But Kobe White had 26 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. Really good game from him. And that was pretty much it. That was it. AU had seven points, but AO, whatever. But that was it. That was it. We were able to hold them to 100 points. And then on the Knicks side of things, OG Anunoby in this game was 5 for 9. He didn't take a lot of shots, but he had 11 points. He had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Very active once again on defense. Dante DiVincenzo had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Nice all-around game for him. Isaiah Hartenstein had 10 points, 20 rebounds, 1 assist, and 5 blocks. A huge game for Isaiah Hartenstein. Definitely a difference maker for the New York Knicks. And then we had the two-headed monster, guys. This is one of those moments. You know how we always talk about when do we see RJ and Randall play really good together? It's rare that we see it. We're starting to see Julius Randall and Jalen Brunson play good together, on night in and night out now because of the trade. Like they're asked to carry the load and do the heavy lifting for this team, and they're doing it. Julius Randle had 35 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. And then you had Jalen Brunson with 31 points, 3 rebounds, 13 assists. Another great game for Jalen Brunson. Really good game for Julius Randle. And the Knicks win 116-100, man. We get that 2-game winning streak. We start feeling good. We were 9 of 11 from the free throw lines for 81%. I mean, 11 free throws, that seems really low, surprising, but it is what it is. But in the end, we had 52 rebounds. We had 29 assists. The Knicks were moving the ball once again. Really good to see, really good sign. And just something positive for them to build off of going into this next game against Philadelphia, which a lot of people think the Philadelphia game was a real barometer test. Like, Philadelphia's been playing well. How do we look against a team that's got a superstar player in Joel Embiid, who I don't care what anybody wants to say. When you really look at it, Joel Embiid is playing better than everybody else. It just is what it is, even better than the Joker right now. Joel Embiid, he had coming into that game, he had 14 straight games of 30 points and 10 rebounds or more. You know what I mean? He's just been playing really good. And he was hurt for a couple games and still came back and still dropping 30 and 10. So I'm just saying, like, he's been incredible. So we go into that game with these expectations, like how will we fare with the new look Knicks with OG Anunoby in our defense? And we were pleasantly surprised, folks. Pleasantly surprised. The Knicks won 128-92. We let the Philadelphia 76ers have it. They didn't expect to beat down, but let's go. They wasn't ready, but we were. So that was a beautiful thing, man. Unbelievable game for the New York Knicks. Probably, I don't think we say this a lot throughout the season as a content creator. And of course, analysts and all those sports analysts say it all the time. But this had to be the Knicks' best game top to bottom this year. It is what it is. And I don't mean this, I mean this season, not even this year, because that could be 2024. No, this season, this was their best game top to bottom. It just they took care of, they checked all the boxes. They did what they needed to do. And in this game, Joel Embiid finished right on the button with what he's been doing for the last 14. This was his 15th game. He had 30 points with 10 rebounds, 15 consecutive games with 30 and 10. He had 3 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Yeah, he's just a monster. He's a beast. Then you had Kelly Oubre, who a lot of people have been fond of Kelly Oubre because he does have a lot of talent, and he has a certain type of basketball style, and he plays decent defense. And he's got a good length with his build. He had 15 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks. He played really good basketball for them. Tyrese Maxey, who's been playing great all year. And if there's anybody that would beat out Jalen Brunson for that all-star nod, it could be Tyrese Maxey. You know what I mean? He had 27 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. Really good game. Really good game from Tyrese Maxey. You know what I mean? Can't say enough about how he's played all season. He was challenged by Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse said, I need to see more from you. You're not doing enough. Mind you, Tyrese Maxey has been a pretty good player in the league. Nick Nurse said, nope, I need more. You know what I mean? Kind of remind me of that Kobe Kanye West commercial. I mean, what else can I do? More. Kobe, man. R.I.P. to one of the GOATs, bro. So on the Knicks side of things, guys, OG Anunoby had 11 points. He only had 2 rebounds and 1 steal. He didn't shoot it well this night. He was 3 of 11, but he still continued to play that really great defense. Like, he's a difference maker on the defensive end. His length, his anticipation. He gets in the passing lanes. He blocked 2 people. Not blocked. He obstructed 2 people in this game in one possession. He was guarding one guy, put his hands up, made it difficult for the guy to shoot. And then they got the rebound. They got it to another guy. He switched over, got the other guy, and put his hands up and obstructed the other guy's vision. And he missed the shot, made it difficult for him to shoot. Like, OG's just a really good defender, man. Really good. And I don't even want to say really good. He's great. When guys do stuff at a high level, they're great at it. So he's a great defender. This is the game I was talking about, guys. Julius Randle did not have it. He did not have it. He was 1 of 11 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, which accounted for a lot of his points. He had 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, but he just did not have it. And unfortunately, he made it even worse for himself because he just kept pulling. He just kept taking, long shots instead of going into the interior and really, he finished with 3 threes, but he took like long jumpers. So he really should have kind of went back into the interior and tried to work his way inside out, but whatever. This is one of those games. He only wound up playing 30 minutes. Tom Thibodeau actually benched him at one point. The Knicks were winning and doing good. And it was great because this was the beginning of a back-to-back. So they got to rest him, and we needed him for the next game, right? That being said, we go to Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein had 17.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Hartenstein has been playing really good basketball. And ever since OG Anunoby has got here, Hartenstein has been playing fantastic basketball. So shout out to Hartenstein. Dante DiVincenzo had 14 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Josh Hart had 10 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists. For all those people out there that have been, 2 of these games I've already mentioned how good Josh Hart has played. For all those people out there that keep saying that Josh Hart is not worth the money, this is why Josh Hart gets the money, because he does other things on the court that we need. He's a really good ancillary stat guy. You know what I mean? I like the ancillary stats thing, the rebounds, the assists, the steals, blocks, whatever it may be. And sometimes he chips in some points. This night he chipped in 10, so we needed that. Miles McBride came out this game gunning. I think he had like 9 points in the first quarter. He had 3 threes, something like that. Finished with 4 threes on the night and 15 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound. He played about 14 and a half minutes, almost 15. This is the type of thing that we need Miles McBride to do. He doesn't have to do too much. Doesn't have to be a magician out there. Just do enough that you're benefiting the team and giving Jalen Brunson a rest. Because that's really important. Quentin Grimes was on fire. Now, at this point, the game was kind of already out of reach, but he was on fire in the fourth quarter especially. He finished with 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Look at him trying to hit those ancillary numbers that I be getting on him about. 6 of 13 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. Right? And you get all that, and you're like, man, that's nice, man. We're talking 6 guys in double figures. Oh no, Knicks did better than that. They had 7 guys in double figures because we forgot Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was 11 of 20 from the field. He finished with 29 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Really good showing from Jalen Brunson. Nice Jalen Brunson step up in a big game against big competition. Also going up against Tyrese Maxey, who's also fighting for an all-star spot. So it's really nice to show who you are against one of the people that you're fighting for, some notoriety against. So that was dope. Really good to see. Another thing that stood out in this game, the Knicks had 49 rebounds and 27 assists, which was beautiful. Once again, the Knicks moving the ball. They out-rebounded Philly. But what really stood out in this game, the Knicks were 24 from 25 from the free throw line. 96%, guys. 96%. We were getting on the Knicks for a couple seasons of how poorly their free throw shooting has been. We said they needed to turn it around. And I think this year they're finally starting to turn it around. They've had a lot of good nights. And at the end of the year, that free throw number is probably going to be right where we'd like it to be. So we'll see. But really dope game. Shout out to the Knicks. Now we win 3 in a row, guys, and do a convincing job against the Philadelphia 76ers. Got the fans screaming, I can't believe they got blown out by the Knicks. Yes. Take that, take that, take that. I'm sorry, Diddy, but I took that. But not what you want. Pause. My bad. Too much? A little bit? All right, I'm done. Anyway, guys. I can't stop. Shout out to the chat. Once again, I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's good to see y'all showing love for the show. No Cap, Life's Analyst, is here. I've been calling for Brunson to implement way more playmaking into his game. It really unlocks our offense. Facts. Let's see. I think I got everybody else. Please smash that like button on your way in. Smash that like button on your way out. Show your love for the show. Appreciate you guys. But wait, there's more. There was one more game for the night, y'all. One more game. We had to go up against the Washington Wizards. And thankfully, the Knicks took care of business because, them trap games, they can get you. But I think the Knicks roster is built so well now. It's not perfect because there's still more we could do, but I think it's built so well now that we are built to withstand trap games. I think the trap games are a thing of the past right now for this current squad. I think we got enough dogs on this squad that we can avoid these trap games. We wound up beating the Washington. Oh, I did write the 76ers twice. Man, damn it. Okay, but anyway, listen. You know what I mean? It's the Washington Wizards, right? My bad, folks. Just ignore that. It is what it is. Yeah, it was the New York Knicks defeat the Philadelphia 76ers Wizards 121 to 105. Ignore that. Get it out of here. Oh, man, I don't want to see it. I'm disgusted. I was working quick, folks. I was working quick. Anyway, yes, we took care of business against the Washington Wizards 121 to 105. At one point, the Knicks was cooking these Wizards, right? And then all of a sudden, niggas start, the Knicks start struggling, like they just can't get it together. And we're like, same old Knicks. What's happening? The Knicks just can't, and then we're like, no, this is not a trap game, not on our watch. Guess what? We were right. It was a bad third quarter, but going into to finish up the third quarter, Knicks started to turn around. Get into that fourth quarter, we took care of business, yo. Taking care of business every day. I'm old, man. I know all these songs. We took care of business against these Washington Wizards and showed them, listen, we're a different team. This is not the same old Knicks. Denny Advia had 23 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Let me tell you something. I know I've said this before. People don't take me seriously. I like this kid. If he was a Knick, I would not be mad. I'm telling you right now, if the Knicks pivoted, right, and say we couldn't get DeJounte Murray, we're not getting Donovan Mitchell. We can't get Malcolm Brogdon. We can't get whoever else they have on their radar. If the Knicks said, we're just going to go with a big lineup, of versatile forwards and stuff, and they brought in Denny Advija. I just messed his name up. Denny Advija. I said it again. Advija? Now I can't say it. I always say his name right. I say it wrong once. Now I'm tongue-tied. Denny Adija. There you go. The V is silent. If we got Denny Adija, I would not be mad, guys. The kid carries himself a certain way. He's not scared of nobody. Nobody's too big for him. Like, pause. Like the game is not like he's not starstruck when he goes up against other guys. He's like, yeah, he was good. He didn't do anything overtly special, but he had a really good night. He's just a very ho-hum type of guy, but he plays well. I wouldn't be mad at him, man. The guy's 6'9". He's 6'9", plays pretty damn good defense. I'm not saying he's a lockdown defender like OG, but he plays pretty damn good defense, right? And he has other abilities, man. Look at this. 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. And he scored 23 points. He can shoot the three. He's got a little mid-range game. He can get to the hoop. That kid is a kid that, like, everybody's talking about Kyle Kuzma and all this stuff, and I get it. Kyle Kuzma is a really good scorer. I like Denny Advija. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. All right. Speaking of Kyle Kuzma, 27 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Pretty solid game for him. Daniel Gafford had 6 points, 12 rebounds. We were able to keep him from being a havoc out there because normally Daniel Gafford blocks a lot of shots. And when he plays the Knicks, he gets like 3, 4, 5 blocks against us. He only had one block. We were able to kind of keep him, from doing his thing. Jordan bum pool. Like Jordan, the pool is too deep and there's no swimming in there. Like that, there, Jordan. I could come up with so many because I'm so mad at this guy. He's killing my fantasy squad. But whatever. 10 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. 4 of 10 from the field in 30 minutes of play. Like, what is with this dude? What a waste. He better turn it around, man, because I just, it's crazy. All right. Then you got Tyus Jones, 11 points, 8 assists. A lot of people were watching Tyus Jones. He just didn't have it tonight. I mean, on that night, he was 4 of 13 from the field. The shot just wasn't really falling. Maybe thankful to our defense. But he still finished with 11 points, 8 assists. And that's pretty much what Tyus does, man. He finished with 2 turnovers. His assist to turnover ratio is still pretty good. In case you guys didn't know, it's already been said multiple times. Tyus Jones has the best assist to turnover ratio in the NBA. In the NBA. Everybody. He's better than everybody when it comes to assist to turnover ratio. That's pretty much it. Corey Kispert had 8 points as well. And they finished with 105. But then the Knicks, this was an interesting game because we didn't get a whole bunch of guys in double figures. It wasn't 6, 7 guys in double figures. It was only 3, right? But Josh Hart had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Then you had Dante DiVincenzo with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. You had OG Anunoby had 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He only took 7 shots. Very quiet night for him. He hit 4 of them, so he shot well, but he just took limited shots. And you had Isaiah Hartenstein, who had 8 points, 19 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Another big game for Isaiah Hartenstein. You see how they continue to happen, man. He's been incredible. Once again, guys, what did I say before? I'm going to say it again. We kept talking about, can RJ Barrett and Julius Randle have good games on the same night consistently? And we just never really got to see it. There was a lot of times it was one or the other. Sometimes one of them had a good game, the other one had a decent game. But when do they both have really good games together? Well, once again, Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson had 33 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. He shot 55% from the field, 50% from 3, 100% from the free throw line on 9 of 9 shooting. Julius Randle had 39 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 56% from the field, 37% from 3, okay, 76% from the free throw line, 10 of 13. But look at that, guys, 33 and 39, respectively. Once again, just saying, like these two guys, they can coexist. They know how to make it happen. So shout out to both of them. Shout out to our New York Knicks. This allowed us to win 4 games in a row. We're streaking, baby. We out here. We like Will Ferrell. We're streaking, baby. Let's go. Man, so it's a beautiful time right now to be a New York Knicks fan. I'm really excited about everything, man. Shout out to the chat once again. Appreciate you. I see y'all. I see my guy Frank Matos, used to call him Sasso, in the building. Salute. What's good, my brother? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Dro loves to hate is in the building. Salute. My guy Shy Powers is in the building. That's right. One half of Knicks Real Talk with my guy Divine. Shy Powers and Divine. If y'all haven't checked out Knicks Real Talk, what are you doing? Come on, y'all. Shout out to them. HP Carlos is in the building as well. Salute. What's good? Appreciate you. Shout out from Portugal. Thank you, my brother. Always good to see you. Let me see here. So Frank Matos says DeJounte Murray. He wants DeJounte Murray here, guys. He's not the only one. I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I have my issues with DeJounte, but I'm okay if he comes here. I think we can make it work. I know some Knicks fans are a little worried. Some people are like, is he the right guy? Some people are like, I don't want somebody too big of a, persona to come in here and mess up what we got going on. We probably need somebody who's a little, a good role player, but not so much as a star. Like, who knows what the right pick is, guys? We never know. The Knicks just have to surprise us and do it. Because every time we think we know who the Knicks are going to get, they surprise us. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There was a lot of talk about Jalen Brunson way back when, but nothing was really serious. We were like, maybe. Okay, how did we feel about Jalen Brunson? Nobody was really going too crazy about it. We were thinking about other people. Then it got serious, and we wound up with Jalen Brunson. Nobody thought about Josh Hart. Then we wound up with Josh Hart. We talked about OG Anunoby, but nobody thought it could actually happen. And then it just happened out of the blue, like quick. And there we go, OG Anunoby. Now we're at the point where everybody's talking about Donovan Mitchell, DeJounte Murray, Malcolm Brogdon. And who knows? It could be either one of those guys or none of those guys. There might be somebody else. It might be Denny Advia. You know what I mean? It could be anybody for all we know. So, we got to see what happens. It could be anybody. But shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. My guy Nice is in the building. Salute, Nice. Appreciate you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Frank Mato said it's time for the Grizzlies to be sellers. We'll see. Oh, I don't know what happened, but something happened. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Really? Wow. Wow. That's tough. Now, that stinks. That's also going to hurt my fantasy squad, by the way. I got him in 2 leagues. That's going to be tough. Damn. Wow. That sucks for that young man. This goes back to your choices in life. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know what's going to happen in life, right? So all you can do is try to lead your life the best way possible. You can be young, you can have some immaturity stuff that happens, you can have fun, but just understand that you're someone who is a brand. Like, he's good enough to be a brand. He's on pace to be one of the best players in NBA history one day if he continues to go out there and play. He's the focal point of his team. He's the franchise player. He can just continue to grow and grow and grow. Like, when you're in that type of spotlight, when the NBA is, targeting you as one of their better players, you're a young guy. They're trying to market you. You got to be careful with your decisions and what you got going on out there. And you know, he already lost 25 games this year, right? He lost 25 games. He came back. First game back, he's does incredible work. Then, he's been playing really good basketball. And now all of a sudden, torn labrum and he's out for the season. Wow, that sucks. That's really sad to hear. But it just shows you, like, you can't take your opportunities for granted, right? Because, he could at least, who knows if he would have played those 25 games, right? Been in regular basketball condition, has his body go through the regular rigmarole of the season. Maybe he wouldn't have had a torn labrum. Maybe his body would have been in the right condition and this could have been avoided. It's all what ifs. We don't know, right? But I'm just saying, like, this is the type, you never know what can happen in your life. So try to lead the best life you can, because, now his season is over. If that's all the case, like, that stinks. I'm sorry to hear that for him. But that's why I'm just saying, like, you gotta treat your life like it's special. Like, you got one of them, and you can enjoy it, but understand you got to do the right thing if you're in the position that he's in. That stinks, man. Wow, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Nah, I feel bad for the guy, man. That's sad. So, and to your point, Frank Matos, the Memphis might be sellers, but, like, what do they really got over there, and who they're going to sell it? I mean, as far as Knicks go, I don't want anything from Memphis. I mean, unless it's like Bane, I don't think they're doing that. Bane would be nice, but I don't think they're doing that. You never know. No, but I don't think they're doing that. But you never know. Shout out to Craig. He says, I'm watching Queen on my team. I'm on my team. I got you. So you're watching Queen on your other device, and then you're watching me on the phone. Dope, man. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Yeah, JJP NYC was good. He said, just heard. Terrible. Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, listen, nobody wishes bad on people. Like, you know what I mean? And I hope there's nobody out there that's wishing bad on him and thinking this is how you learn your lesson. Like, he learned his lesson, man. He was out for 25 games. All right. You know, if he don't learn the lesson from that, then nothing's going to teach him the lesson. You know what I mean? Oh, I got you on your TV. No doubt. Dope, Craig. Marcus Smart will be nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Marcus Smart would be nice, guys. I mean, he's not necessarily the scoring punch that you would want to have, but if you're confident that the Knicks can score enough points with this current team, then Marcus Smart would really be a great pickup. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's something that they actually could pull off. Like, if Memphis says we don't want to blow this team up, we like our pieces, we just been dealt a really tough hand. They lost Steven Adams for the season. Now they're losing Ja Morant for the season, but they still got some really good players over there, and they don't want to give up. That's a move you could make. You could trade a Marcus Smart. You could get Fournier back with his expiring contract. You could get a maybe a first round pick and maybe a second round pick from the Knicks, or if there's something else they're looking for that's small, um, and the Knicks can get a Marcus Smart that would really help out our defense all around. We would be. I mean, we get Marcus Smart over here. I mean, we'd be cooking, guy, cooking. Like, our defense would be straight, and we might be a problem. Look at how things work, guys. We're talking about the Dejounte Murray, Donovan Mitchell, and all that. Marcus Smart might be the answer. He wasn't even on the radar. He might be the answer now with this news, because he's an older player. He's trying to win. He's trying to be in a good situation, and they may not be ready to win right now because of what's going on, and they might be willing to get that expiring contract from Fournier and get a couple picks or whatever to help build, because maybe they need a little bit more over there now. Some of their other guys, as you can see, without Ja Morant, they were losing a lot of games over there. And even with Ja Morant, they're still trying to dig themselves out of a hole. So maybe they might want a couple picks, maybe a first round and a second round pick, and they'll trade Marcus Smart and take on Evan Fournier. That's a thought. That is an interesting thought. I wouldn't be mad at it. Uh, Shout out to Jarvis LaFleur. What's good, my brother? Appreciate you as always. Hope you're doing good, fam. I'm good. And family, we hanging in there, man. But hope everybody's good on your end. Craig said Halliburton was taken off the court, heard tonight, hamstring injury. Jeez. Ooh, wow, what is happening? By the way, this goes back to something. I don't know if you guys were able to see the Monica McNutt little uh interview she did. There was a little tidbit flying around. She had mentioned something about she was comfortable with the Knicks currently. She didn't necessarily think Donovan Mitchell was a good fit for the current team. There's other guys that she thought might fit a little better, but she didn't really get into that. She got into more of that. She feels comfortable with how this team is right now. They're playing good basketball. They might be able to surprise some teams. And in the NBA, anything can happen. You never know what can happen. A team could get a big injury at a really bad time, and then another team could catch fire, like the Knicks, for example, and just you never know what could take place, like what happened with Miami. And you already see Ja Morant. I mean, granted, Memphis wasn't a threat right now, but Ja Morant is a threat type player. He's out for the season. Halliburton just injured his hammy. You never know. Like, they're doing pretty good this season. That could happen to anybody in the league. I mean, it could happen to us too, God forbid, knock on wood. But, it could happen to anybody. So you never know. Let me just a couple more things. Let me get out of here. Nice said Ron, only focus on mainly defense due to Tom Tibbs scoring second. We all know he'd be a pest to other players when it comes to being defended by him. Yeah, Marcus Smart would definitely be a nightmare for some guys. And he knows he's on a team with OG Anunoby playing defense out there. Some of these other Nick guys who they like the dog and get to the hustling and stuff. I think Marcus Smart would love that. Yeah. All right. So I got one more thing to mention before we get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in to the show. It's been great. I appreciate you. We've been off since last year. We're back in the new year. So once again, thank you for being here, rocking with us, and tuning in. But where will we be if we didn't say farewell to our guy, Taj Gibson? Farewell to the man, Taj Gibson, who was waived by the Knicks. We appreciate him always staying ready and being there for us, and like really showing love to our Knick team. There's rumors that he may wind up, getting a coaching job to be on the bench there with Tibbs or maybe another player if another coach if Tibbs ain't around. But Tibbs will be around for the end of this year, and he will be around next year. Believe me, next year is his final year on his current contract. I expect Tibbs to be here. So it'd be nice to see if Taj gets the nod to be a coach. Now, I don't know how that's going to work because I think the Knicks have a full coaching staff right now. But if they can make it happen, it'd be dope. Maybe they give him a little bit of a front office position that they create for him. That way he could just be on payroll and salary, and he could kind of sit on the bench behind everybody with the coaches. And then next year he can be actually promoted to becoming a full-time coach with the Knicks. We'll see. It'll be dope either way, man. I'm just happy that Taj has always been a good guy. He definitely, a lot of people were saying he reminds them of Herb Williams. He kind of gives me that vibe too, man. So I would love to see Taj be a part of this team in some shape or form, and a staff job will be dope. So once again, guys, I thank you for everything. I don't know if we have anything going on behind the scenes for this week, unless I'm wrong. If anybody out there wants to tell me anything that I don't know about, anyone?
What's up? Happy New Year,
Hey, Ron. Jose in the building. Happy New Year, my brother.
Happy New Year, man. I know you guys fired me for a couple of weeks, but it's okay. I'm back. I heard you were struggling without me.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's always tough, man. It's always tough.
Yeah. It's okay, man. Well, I'm back. I'm here. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you all had a safe and wonderful New Year celebration. Yeah, let's get to it. John lied to us again, so that's kind of sucks. So I got an idea. Look, let's do this. We weren't able to do this last time, because you guys fired me. I also was on break. But how about this, Ron? How about we give John? Remember, I did this last time, and look who popped up in the chat. So let's keep an eye at the chat. But how about we give John till tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. So John, if you're watching this, you have until tomorrow 9:30 a.m. to send us your prediction. If not, we're going to go with the prediction that Ron has made for you. But before we do that, Ron, I hope you're doing well, man. I love the fact that you have been believing in this team with your heart and sometimes with your head, but most of the time with your heart. You love them to death. So I need to know, what is your prediction for this week coming up?
Whoo-wee. Okay. All right. So Portland versus the Knicks. I got the Knicks winning. Dallas versus the Knicks in Dallas. I got the Knicks winning because we owe Dallas. Last time we played Dallas, some crazy stuff happened, and Luka Doncic embarrassed a lot of Knicks out there. He hit us with a triple double, 64 points, whatever the hell it was. I don't remember what it was. It was like 60 points, and it was a really bad moment for us. I would like to forget that moment forever. So yeah, we owe Dallas. We owe them. And then we got the New York Knicks versus Memphis. And unfortunately, on the eve of this really bad news, it's not the eve of the bad news because we're not playing them for a little while, but yeah, I think the Knicks are going to beat Memphis. Now with no Ja Morant, no Steven Adams, they go back to them losing ways, I think. Yeah, I think we beat them. And then this is probably like Portland won't be a pushover, but I think we beat them. But Orlando might be, I think, a really tough test for us too with the matchup. But now that we got OG, I'm saying the Knicks beat Orlando. We owed them one. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got for the first time of the new year of 2024, Mr. Ron predicting all wins for this whole week. John, what do you have to say?
Hmm?
All else? Wow.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Man. Oh, man.
Let's let John think about it. But Ron, if you were John, what do you think his predictions would be?
Well, I think unfortunately this is not one of those that Jose is gonna love because John is a creature of habit sometimes too, and he likes to ride the wave. Is that a pause? Anyway, pause if it is.
So
I'm thinking he's going with four. Yes,
yeah,
I'm thinking he's going with the four wins.
I figured.
You get it.
I get it. Yeah. Okay. Well, John, guess what? You don't have to send me anything tomorrow. You know, get yourself a coffee or donut by 9:30 tomorrow. You know, treat yourself nice. But if you guys are wrong, if you both of you are wrong, and this is not a sweep, then next week Monday, I'm going to predict for you.
That's fair. I can rock with that.
You can rock with that?
I like it.
You like it? Either I'm going to predict for you or our viewers are going to predict for you. So let's see how it goes. Anyways, I only get 5 minutes to be on screen, just my voice. They don't even give me a chance to show my face, which is okay, not a problem. Take care, man. It's always a pleasure being with you on this platform, man.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you as always, man. And nothing makes me more happier than when we can get back to doing our regularly scheduled stuff. We could all chop it up. And that will happen. Next week, we'll get John back up in here, and it'll be the three amigos again. La Tres Mascaraditos. We'll be back, baby. Let's go. Anyway, in the meantime, shout out to the chat once again, please. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking. Smash that like button on your way in. Smash that like button on your way out. Once again, I thank you guys for tuning in and bouncing around. I know there's a lot of content out there on Monday nights as usual. The Queen Steph, her show is on. It's popping right now. The NBK show, as a matter of fact, is on. So definitely salute. Shout out to her. And I appreciate you guys showing us love over here. Shout out to my guy Dan Marrero, man. It has been a minute. I hope you and yours are doing well, brother. I miss seeing you in the chat. On Mondays and especially on Saturdays. But we're still rocking and rolling, man. Nothing changes. He said, Ron, what's good, brother? It's been a minute, but I hope that all is well with you and the family. Thank you, my brother. And he says our win streak will go to 11 in a row. Ooh, wee. Okay, Dan. Hey, man, you might be right. We'll see. I like it though. I like it. I like where you're going. Nice says Josh Hart. I believe we can go 9-0. At OG beat that. Can OG beat that? Yeah. You know what? That's right. We did win 9-0 when we got Josh. So I like it. I like the fact that I think OG can. He definitely can give that a run for its money. We'll see. Hopefully the Knicks continue to play strong basketball. Jarvis says, Ron, I think the Knicks can go 3-1 or 4-0 as long as the Knicks are focused and come to play. I agree with you, my brother. If the Knicks just go out there and play the basketball they've been playing these past 4 games, they will win. I have no doubt in my mind because the way they've been playing lately has been good enough that they can really beat a lot of teams in this league. And in particular, this matchup of teams that they're going up against, I think we're in a good spot, a good position. And I really want that. I don't want to look too far ahead, but I definitely want to see them go up against Orlando because Orlando has always been a problem for us with their height and their length. And the fact that we got a little length of our own now with OG, I like it. I like it. So we'll see. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in, showing love to the show. We appreciate you guys as always. If there's anybody tuning in late, please feel free. Replay gang, man. Watch the show from the beginning, man. It was another good show. Nice little recap of what took place this Knicks. We're flying high right now, man. Our Knicks are playing really good basketball, and it's just a really good time to be a Knicks fan. We have to enjoy it. And listen, we don't even know. It may not be over. The Knicks did waive Taj. And so that did open up a spot, right? So the Knicks might be preparing to make another move. We'll see. It's exciting times. It's exciting times. Craig says, Ron, who's guarding Luka and Kyrie? Because of Luka's height, I wouldn't be surprised if OG guards him. You know what I mean? We'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if OG guards him. And as far as Kyrie goes, like that'll just be a combination of everybody just doing what they can. Josh Hart will definitely be on him. Dante will be on him. Deuce will be on him at times if he's out there with Deuce. Probably will because I know they like to stagger that sometimes. Like Kyrie, plays with the second unit a lot as well. Yeah, I think we've got enough to beat Dallas. I know Dallas is a good team, and sometimes they play really well, and they're tough to beat when they're really clicking. But I think we can beat them. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Um, Dan says the continuity will take care of the game, and just think that OG is still getting comfortable, just like when Dante hit him with the pass in the back in the last game. Yep, facts. He's still getting better and more comfortable, and the Knicks are going to find ways to make him get some easier opportunities out there as well. As time goes by. Um, and I'm still looking to see the evolution of Deuce and what he does out there, and also Grimes if he continues to look good coming off the bench now that he has more playing time ahead of him. Kerry Coop is in the building. Salute. What's good, Kerry? Appreciate you. He said, "What's up, Ron? It's been quite a while since I've been in the chat, but I've been catching you on the replay. Salute, salute, salute to the chat. Appreciate you, my brother, and I thank you for doing that. I miss you in the chat on the live shows, but I'm glad you've been catching the replays. Thank you." Um, and Jarvis said, "I'm liking the Knicks are top 10 in scoring, second in defense since the trade." Let's go. That's a fact. We're looking good right now, man. And I just want to keep it going. I want to keep it going because I want the Knicks to get confident and get a nice little streak. And I also want the rest of the NBA to take notice. Like, listen, the Knicks are always, they're right there. And you're like, oh, what is this Knicks team? Let me tell you something. Right now, we're poised to take off. And another thing, it's been said, I forgot which show said it, but I was going to say it myself because I'm thinking the same thing. The Knicks have had one of the toughest schedules in the NBA. A nightmare of a schedule through December, right? One of the toughest, if not the toughest, and tons of back-to-backs. Our schedule is starting to open up, guys. Means more time to rest, less back-to-backs, time to get some full practices in there. This is a time for the Knicks to start creating distance, right? For them to start moving comfortably into that fourth spot, like moving up. Like I think we're already tied for it or whatever, but moving comfortably into that fourth spot. I think we're at the fourth spot already. Let me double check the standings, and then possibly getting into that third spot. You know what I mean? That's where we want to be. That's where we want to live. Where are we right now? No, I'm sorry. We're not in that fourth spot yet. We're tied for. Oh no, we are. We're tied for fourth. I was correct. We're tied for fourth, but technically we're I guess a little lower. I don't know what the hell why they got us positioned in that spot. But right now we're 21 and 15, and we are tied with Cleveland, who's 21 and 15, Indiana, who's 21 and 15, Orlando, who's 21 and 15, Miami, who's 20. This is crazy. What parity that we got in the Eastern Conference. This is nuts, folks. But the Knicks are in the best position to start leapfrogging these teams because we already had the tough schedule with all the back-to-backs and no time to rest. These other teams are starting to get theirs. So take advantage of it. All right. I think that's pretty much it, guys. I think that's enough for now. I think we've let it all out. Dan Morrell says Dallas doesn't have the collective that we have. The Knicks are starting to remind me of the '03 Pistons with Billups, Rip Hamilton, and Ben Wallace, etc. Facts. I like it. I like that. That's good. I mean, I think I heard that too. Like Sim and Tony from NBK said same thing. Similarities to that Pistons team. I think it was Tony who was really bringing that up. So yeah, we'll see. I hope you're right because that team, we know what they did. So I would love to see that. All right, guys. Well, thank you once again for tuning in. Please smash that like button, show your love. Shout out to everybody out there. Have a great rest of your night. Tomorrow the Knicks play against Portland. So let's hope that the Knicks continue their winning ways and keep playing really good basketball. And hey, who knows what can happen? What's in store? I mean, in a few days, the Knicks might have another addition to the team. And hopefully it's not something that detracts from what we already have. And listen, another thing, guys, can we stop with the Julius Randle trade stuff? Julius Randle has been nothing but a professional, consummate professional. He's kept his emotions intact. He's been a really good teammate the past year and a half. The thumbs down thing was 2 years ago. Can we just give this guy some love and show him some love for what he's been doing here and not talk about trading Julius? Let me tell you something. Right now, to trade Julius Randle would be a mistake. He's playing good basketball, and there's nobody that you could bring in right now to this team outside of one of the Joel Embiids or Nikola Jokic or something like that, that would make sense to trade Julius Randle for right now. At this moment, it would not make sense, in my opinion. So hopefully they just do. If they're going to do something, it's of a lesser value player with maybe some picks, if they do anything. But if not, I'm happy with what we got right now, and I want to continue to see what these guys are doing. I like what we got right now, and I just want to see where we go. We got a little time until mid February, first week or second week of February, when the trade deadline happens. We're okay right now. No rush. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in once again. As I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knick fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly with your man Ron, my brother John, my brother Jose, holding us down on the ones and twos. You were a little late on that. I'm not gonna dock you, but that's okay, Jose. Oh man, I appreciate you, brother. Whether it be on Mondays for SKF Weekly, Thursdays for the NBA wrap up on NBK at 8:30, and then the hip hop wrap up on the front stoop at 9:15. See what I did there? Yeah, man. So tune into both those shows. One will cover NBA, the other will cover hip hop. We'll have special guests hopefully on that we will be having on that will, talk about their talent. We'll be able to play, a little bit of their music if they're an artist or if they're a producer or a beat maker. We'll be able to get into that. And also, we're not limiting to that. This is about hip hop and the culture as well. We might even have a fashion person on, a person who designs hip hop clothes. People who help revolutionize the culture and do a lot for what we call hip hop. So please tune in for that. And last but not least, on Saturdays at 11:30 for Know the Ledge with yours truly, where I help talk you off the ledge. Open panel so you guys can all jump on and talk with me as well and give your takes on the tube. So please tune into all our programming. Show your love for Still Knick fans and everything we got going on. We appreciate you guys. And that's pretty much it, man. Have a great rest of your night. We'll catch you on the next one. We out.
You forget that I still control this stream. So I'm just going to make you look awkward while you say goodbye to people and we haven't left yet. So just stay there looking awkwardly.
Did I mention how happy I am that Jose?
Hey, you forgot that I could also cut your mic. Take care, folks. We see you next time. Peace. Freedom.
Freedom over fame. Freedom over cycle stays the same.